KNNA will be on I-95.5 FM every Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. as it sets out on a dual mission to improve the competency level of nursing and midwifery personnel and also improve the overall quality of healthcare in Trinidad and Tobago. So tune in every Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. only on I-95.5 FM.
Thank you so much for staying with us right here on the most influential name in radio, I-95. It's now 2:30 and we're inside 30 full minutes brought to you by the Trinidad and Tobago National Nurses Association. In my company, we have the first vice, Miss Avian Drayton Bailey. Good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon, Cameron, and good afternoon to our listeners. Of course, to our nursing personnel. It's wonderful to be here with you this Tuesday evening, and we just wish all of you all the best in this wonderful rainy season.
Thank you. Also in my company, we have President of the Association, Mr. Edie Stewart. Good afternoon, sir, and welcome.
Pleasant afternoon to you, Cameron, and all listeners on I-95 and on the World Wide Web, and also on our Facebook Live page.
Oh, uno momento.
Not hearing me.
Uno momento. Okay, so before we start things off, let me just do this.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are solely those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of Radio I-95.5 FM.
As we continue.
Yes.
Right.
And it's going to be a hot one, so I thank you.
Yeah, well, just by the tone in your voice,
that.
You know, yeah.
Yes.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Cameron, we came today to talk about one of the things that are near and dear to our heart in terms of the whole issue with regards to preventative care, treating with the whole statement made by the former Prime Minister, Dr. Rowley, in terms of treating crime as a health emergency, a national health emergency, and some of these steps. I would have gone into these things about 2 programs ago, and I wanted to continue today, but unfortunately, as things go, a number of things are happening with the RHAs, which we must highlight and demand that these things are treated with. So we have had to shelve that issue and go into a major issue which we are seeing reoccurring within the regional health authorities, something that the association would have battled hell hard against the last administration is reoccurring under this administration. And it is something that we would not remain silent on. It is something that we going to frontally address going forward. And it is something that if we have to take it back to the courts of Trinidad and Tobago, as we did under the last administration, we will do so under this administration. And that issue is the permanency of employment. Why is it that not only under the PNM, but also under the UNC, they believe they can have nursing and midwifery personnel working on short-term temporary employment? What is it about nursing personnel that they despise so much that they believe that they are not deserving as other persons within the public space in government positions? That of police, fire, prisons, every other group, teachers, they are given permanency of employment. But when it comes to nursing personnel, they believe we are not deserving. What is it? And this current issue, First Vice, where we are hearing now, that it is now, and we would want the Minister of Health to come out and say otherwise, Dr. Lakram Bodo, that instructions have been given to the Regional Health Authority. It's alleged that instructions have come down from the Ministry of Health to prevent permanency of employment for nursing personnel, for all RHA workers, but we focus on nursing personnel. has now stopped. What is going on with that? We just come out of a court battle
Where we won.
where we won on this issue, and this issue is reoccurring. What is this? Before I go on, I'll bring in my first.
Unfortunately, it really goes to show the utter alacrity in which this healthcare system is being run.
Healthcare workers make up the backbone of society because they are the ones who ensure that all citizens are able to return to their level of functioning, whether through disease, injury, or what have you. They are the ones who ensure that our citizens are able to work and bring in an income and contribute to our national GDP as it is, because we take care of the sick. It is amazing that during COVID, everyone knew that we were heroes. When they heard recently that Ebola was coming back up, you started to hear them talking about healthcare workers and whatever. Healthcare workers seem to be only a convenience for these governments. And when I say these, I mean current and past government. They think that they could puppy show healthcare workers. And that would have been very apparent when PSA was able to negotiate for regular public servants, and RHA workers are still waiting on to get some sort of crumbs that are falling. And we would have won, as we said before, we would have carried the RHAs to court for this continuous temporary. It was a term even the judge, Mr. Stewart, said he had never heard about. This was the type of contract they were given to persons where normally persons will get, let's say, a 1-year contract, then 3 years, 2 years. Now, after 2 years, you are supposed to be made permanent. What they were doing was, after 11 months, sending you home so that you would break service and then bring you back out that month after, so that you cannot say that you would have worked 12 continuous months. So persons are being denied the opportunity for pension contribution in this day and age where persons are not sure what is going to happen with their NIS and so forth. They are also very scared of their future, Mr. Stewart, because if you are employed only 11 months at a time, and in some cases, 1 month at a time, I can tell you that there are nurses who are only employed month to month. There are some nurses employed 3 months, some 6 months. And it is very, very frightening to know that this non-permanency has re-emerged in our RHA system.
You know, and this is the issue with, developed countries and developing countries or underdeveloped countries, This is an issue where instead of the association focusing on higher order needs,
Yes.
focusing on improving the profession and increasing the scope of practice for nurses and, placing all our energies and efforts in that direction, we have to be constantly battling for stuff
That's
that
ground
should be
level
commonplace.
nonsense. Yes.
That should be commonplace. So I want to call out some institutions now. First begin, I recognize in TRHA, they are doing incremental steps to make sure all of those nurses who are on short-term contracts are given permanency of employment.
Kudos to TRHA.
Kudos to TRHA and the CEO and the Secretary of Health in Tobago, the CEO Delmon Baker
Dr. Delmon
and
Baker.
Dr. Delmon Baker, and the Secretary of Health,
Dr. Faith.
Dr. Faith Brebner. So kudos to them. It's not happening as quickly as the association would want, but it's happening, and we would want to thank them. And nurse just last week told me she got her permanent employment letter after working over 10 years.
Wow.
Imagine, after 10 years, you're now getting your permanent letter. But it is happening, and we are thankful. But the reverse is happening.
A reverse.
The reverse is happening in Southwest Regional Health Authority. Just Google who is the Southwest Regional Health Authority CEO for me, and who's the chairman. Because we need to give them the praise of which they deserve. And we must let persons know who is the Southwest CEO and chairman, so persons could ask them personally, why are you reversing the trend of permanency for nursing employment? It has come to our knowledge.
You see, you has a familiar name though.
Yes.
His surname is familiar.
Let's hear
Yeah, Dr. Shivanan Gopi Singh.
Dr. Shivanan Gopi Singh. It sounds very familiar.
CEO of Southwest
the
Regional
CEO of Southwest
Authority.
is Dr. Shivanan Gopi Singh. Noted. And anytime you see Dr. Shivanan Gopi Singh, ask him, you in the community, whichever community he resides in, ask him, why are you reversing the trend of making nursing personnel permanently employed? What is it about nursing personnel you may not like that you are deciding to make them permanent? And the chairman of Southwest is Mr. Anil Gosain. Mr. Anil Gosain. Mr. Anil Gosain, is this true? Or is this false information that was fed to the association? Is this true where Southwest is reversing the trend of permanency employment that is happening across some RHs? I would even say most.
Some.
But I'll say some. What is the issue, Mr. Anil Gosain and Shivanan Gopi Singh? What is the issue? What has been told to you? And who told you to initiate these things? What is going on? What we are hearing is the same thing that transpired in Tobago. And we had to go and address this. Where normal promotional positions that would have come your way because you are a permanent employee, moving up from registered nurse to head nurse to nursing supervisor to DHV if needed. They are telling those nurses, you must go on no pay leave or resign and then take up a contract employment if you have to get these senior positions.
Madness.
What madness is this?
Madness.
Do they tell police that? Do they tell prison officers that? Do they tell Army, Coast Guard, I see they're doing a recruitment. Do they tell those persons? What is it about nursing? Is it the gender?
I'm wondering.
Is it the gender? What is it? I don't know. I'm asking. And also, let's go to another RHA. The NCRHA.
Oh, Lord.
The NCRHA under the chairmanship. Who's the chairmanship in NCRHA?
I think you call us familiar surname just now.
Is it Tim Gopi Singh?
Dr. Tim Gopi
Is it Tim Gopi Singh? Is the chairman of NCRHA? And the CEO is Dr. Bades?
Yeah. Professor C. Sahal Maraj.
No.
I'll tell you.
I forgot it.
Yes.
But the chairman of NCRHA is Dr. Tim Gopi Singh. And I want to know, Dr. Tim Gopi Singh, what is it about nursing that the entire Arima Hospital nurses are working on contract employment?
I was correct, huh? Bades Sital Maraj.
Bades Sital Maraj, CEO.
CEO.
What is it about nursing that the entire, and I saw an article recently commending a member of the public receive care at Arima Hospital, and she praised the nursing personnel for the care that she received. So on today's papers, if not today, yesterday's
I saw it
papers.
yesterday.
Yeah. And every single nursing and midwifery person in Arima is on short-term contracts.
Yes.
What madness is that?
How short?
Yeah. Very
1
short.
and 2 year contracts. 1, 2 or 3 year contracts.
If so much.
So at any point in time when that contract comes to an end, they don't need to have you to renew your contract. Once that contract comes, you can't go in a court and lobby and say, well, hey, I thought I was. No, the court will say, look, your contract come to an end. And you know what they are doing too? Even those with 3-year contracts, every single person in the civil service and in the RHAs benefit from incremental adjustments. Very small, between $100 to $200. Every year, it goes up until you reach longevity, first and second and third longevity. It will come to end after third longevity. You know what they're doing, those nurses? And I brought it to the attention of the CEO just last week when we had a meeting. And I'll talk about that meeting shortly. I brought it to the attention and said, how can it be fair? How can it be logical? How can it be legal for two persons to be working alongside each other? One is getting increments because they are permanent and the other is not. The other is not.
Unfair practices.
How in the world you could have a nurse, anybody within the RHs, working for the same salary, being denied incremental adjustments over that course of that contract? Because you saying, well, it's a contract and they sign for that salary and they can't get $1 more. They have to work on that fixed salary for the entirety of that contract. What madness is this we go? So, and this is what the association has been dealing with. Every time we resolve one issue and thinking we could go and deal with the higher order issues, we have to come back and deal. We have to be almost begging to treat with issues that were dealt with
before
20, 30 years ago by previous labor leaders. Things that we fighting for, Adrian Cola, Renzi, and Butler fought for back in the days. We still fighting for these things. What madness is this? So we asking Dr. Tim Gopi Singh, are you aware that all the staff that are hired under Arima Hospital is being denied? They are being told, once you're working in Arima, you're not getting no permanency of employment. So even if you got hired the same time with a nurse who employed in Eric Williams, you will be singled out and say you're not getting permanency employment, but the nurse across there will get permanency. What madness, what illogical nature is this? And I would want to know if Dr. Lakram Mode is aware of this, and if it is the cabinet or Ministry of Health is the one to approve the positions within Arima General Hospital. And if they are failing to do so, indicate why you are failing to do so.
So what should I do as in this? Ask for a transfer, get permanent somewhere else, and then return to Arima?
They're not even allowing you to transfer. They say you were hired for Arima, you have to stay in Arima. So all the big fanfare, I think they opened Arima Hospital for the second or third time. You know, they're opening these health institutions
over and over.
I think Hoover Hospital opened about 12 times. It has the record right now. So what is it? So they will have to answer. And I would have brought this to the attention of Bades Sital Maraj last week. And let me also say, again, you might want to play that clip, Cameron.
His disclaimer.
That disclaimer before I make the statement.
Let me
The views and opinions expressed in this program are solely those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of Radio I-95.5 FM.
Is my opinion. This is my opinion.
That's Edie Stewart's.
Edie Stewart's opinion. Not even the opinion of the association or the opinion of anyone. This is my opinion.
Let me say it's not the opinion of the first vice yet. Until I forget.
Let me tell you. The ego of Dr. Tim Gopi Singh is only superseded by the incompetence of the management of NCRHA. That is the only thing that supersedes. This is my opinion. I went to a meeting. We like to call it non-crisis, but it was a crisis meeting with the CEO and IR and HR and legal, I believe, was there too, with a hope to address a number of deficiencies that we have continuously been bringing up with them. A number of issues. And every single issue I brought up with them, HR wasn't ready to discuss it. IR wasn't ready to discuss it. I said, but we have been bringing these issues
over and
for
over.
For your attention over and over.
So why did they call the meeting if they did nothing?
Exactly. And I messaged the CEO. I said, are you aware that we're going to bring up all of the... Say, yes, bring all the issues. We will treat with it. And even self, and what is worse, imagine this, an HR manager, an IR manager is not aware of the HR practices being undertaken within the institution. So if you are not aware as the HR manager or IR manager, are not even aware
Of what is going on underneath you.
how could I be getting, and these managers getting over 20 something thousand dollars a month? How can I be a manager of an institution and I don't know what is the basic? Because what I'm asking them is not no individual employee issue, you know. I'm asking about the policy that you have implemented, the policy that is entrained across the entire RHA, and you are not aware.
But Mr. Sir, this is what happens when persons get placed in positions due to just political alignment and not qualifications and merit. And we are seeing that happening all throughout the RHAs. We have been accustomed over the years seeing that when there is a change of government, that they would have changes in their boards. But you have realized that it has now started to trickle down not only to executive management, but to the technical staff. The staff that's supposed to have the expertise to get the job done, they are now being removed and being replaced. And that is why you could go to a meeting with an HR manager and an IR manager, and they're unaware of what is going on in their organization under their purview.
And this is why I would blame the CEO, Bade Smaraj, because, you know, speaking with him, you can see he's an honorable gentleman. He's someone who wants to address these issues. Not so much about the chairman. I ain't talking about the CEO, Bade Smaraj. You can see he generally wants to address these issues. But if those are the persons who are advising him, who is advising him, because he never was a CEO they're setting him up to fail and look bad. So, CEO of NCRHA, my humble suggestion to you is when those contracts come to an end for those managers, you may want to look for more suitable persons to place in that position. Because if I am CEO, there's no way an HR manager or IR manager could come into a meeting and tell me they're not aware of those policies. You can tell me you're not aware of a particular incident. But don't tell me you're not aware of the policies.
Because you expect every head nurse, every supervisor to understand and know the policies. So how come the managers don't know it?
That is madness.
It's shameful.
That right there and then, I would ask for excuse of the meeting, take that HR manager outside, and say, go and find out. Before this meeting ends, go and find out about this policy. Because this is what we are instituting. So we're supposed to know. So I would tell HR manager, excuse yourself and go and find out about this policy. See if this is correct or true. See if what the association is saying is correct or true.
Shameful.
You know, because I don't want to have egg on my face because you are the chief. That's why they call you chief executive officer. So if the chief executive officer cannot hold his subordinates to account, then it reflects poorly on the chief executive officer. And I know, speaking about chief executive officers, I'm going to do a post on it. Probably by Thursday we'll post it. And it may get some traction, you never know.
Take care, you know.
PD
share.
Crazy.
PDO share.
PDO share.
You always have to be mindful of that. Again, it's the reason why Trinidad and Tobago will remain an underdeveloped country or developing, and where we will probably never reach developed status. Once we continue in this absurdity which we currently do. You have one of the most competent CEOs probably in the history of the RHAs. A person by the name of Major Anthony Blake, formerly of Northwest, who was instrumental during COVID, one of the key persons during COVID, one of the key institutions that had a major responsibility during COVID. He also worked with that heads of government meeting that we had
Yes,
in
Chogam.
Chogam
Yeah.
and whatnot, and was the main logistic man. Man is highly competent. 2 masters, major in the army. Was the CEO of Northwest. And overnight, he has been removed. I know a number of persons in Northwest have been asking the association, what is our take on it? And we have chosen to stay silent because they placed him on leave. Because he had leave inside, they placed him on leave. And they placed somebody else in the position. So we didn't want to jeopardize, and then they utilize our statements to say, that's the reason why, So we kind of stayed quiet because this has happened in excess of 2 months now. But we have yet to see him return.
How long is he on leave for?
This is the thing. I haven't spoken to him, so I don't know the specifics. But in excess of 2-3 months, you still on leave. And it's not that he wants to be on leave. He wants to get back to work. But they're saying, no, stay on leave.
So it's not normal.
And they have this, this is only normal when they have no intention on renewing your contract.
He's also on contract?
He's on, upper management is beyond contract.
Okay.
Upper management is beyond contract. Senior management. This is very senior executive. Not what we were speaking about this before. So it is very concerning. So I wouldn't say too much, but we will put out how much
he would have done.
The chairmans of all RHAs have changed, and I think people need to know who's the chairman.
All RHAs, you said?
Yeah. All chairmen would have changed, or all boards would change following the government. So we will change, who was there and who are there now.
Is this normal?
The chairmans, yes.
Okay.
The chairman and the board, all the boards and chairman will change. But the CEOs, remember those chairmen are non-executive positions.
All right.
They don't really supposed to have a day-to-day interaction with staff and the policies. That is not really their role. Unlike what is going on in NCRHA, that is an anomaly.
Yeah.
I'll get to that because somebody asked me today, who do I prefer more? Terence Dayal Singh or Dr. Gopi Singh? People thinking Dr. Gopi Singh is the Minister of Health.
Oh my Lord.
Much people ask me
his
that.
name so often.
Exactly. Because anyway, that's a whole different topic. But the CEOs, generally, the good working CEOs will remain in office. Remain in office because you don't want, because it's very difficult to find a very good CEO who's able to execute.
Who understand the healthcare system as well. Yes.
So when you get someone, you want to retain them. And these persons generally have been apolitical. Generally, the CEOs have been apolitical, so they don't really get involved in that. And it's really unfortunate somebody as competent as Major Anthony Blake has been placed in the position. As I said, I haven't spoken to him, so I don't know if he's going to come back. I hope he comes back, but to date, he hasn't.
Because Central Block would have occurred under him, under his tenure.
Central Block, a number of things. So we look forward for him returning, because he was able to address a number of our issues. And we were working with him. One of the issues he was treating with was contract employment
and temporary.
And he was able to get a number of nurses employed, permanently employed, and we had a relationship to work to correct some of the other shortcomings. Okay. So, I hope Major Anthony Blake is returned. Let me leave that there. Avian, I know we run out of time, Jess.
Yeah, I'm kind of disheartened as usual, Sometimes you look at our country and you wonder why. That's the most you could say. Why? Why is it that after all these years we're going to celebrate our independence again, and yet you see that our mindset and the way that we do our jobs are so backwards? We have so many people would have benefited from GATE, have their degrees, have their masters. They are able to come now with the expertise, and you're not seeing them being employed and given a chance to really use the evidence-based information that they would have had to come and bring Trinidad up to a certain standard.
Yeah.
You know, you see other countries and you hear them say, well, you know, the health system is improving. We are not able to say that. After 60, how much?
It's so
was
unfortunate.
1962.
Reversing the tide.
Yes, so, you know, I really wish to see the day when Trinidad and Tobago as a nation will stop the political games and allow the citizens of the country who are experts in different areas to actually go out and improve the system for the rest of citizens of the country. That's what I'm looking forward to.
And as I said, it takes independent organizations, apolitical organizations like unions, well, those that remain, like unions, to continuously keep holding these persons to account, because in the absence of us, they would run roughshod over the place. Because they are not accountable to anyone.
Yeah.
If the opposition says something, they will say, well, you're just opposition, so you would complain. So it requires institutions like us. And I even seen a communication worker saying it's the same thing going on in TSCT.
Yes.
You're putting square pegs in wrong holes. When you get good persons, you're getting rid of them. So what is someone to do? Having achieved and qualified themselves and the most suitable person for the job. And because government change, you move them out. Thank you so much, listeners.
You're welcome.
Yes.
It has been indeed a pleasure. We'll tune in next week. Nurses improving. Healthcare from within. Empowering nurses. Yeah?
Yes. Pleasant good evening to all our nursing personnel. And remember that your association is here for you. Have a good evening.
Same to you, Avian Drayton Bailey, First Vice of the Trinidad and the Tobago National Nurses Association, and Mr. Edie Stewart, President of the association. Coming up next, the afternoon drive, Darian Marcel, Cameron Fisher taking you down till 6 on the most influential name in radio, I-95.
Get the best informative programs and